All right, this is Coach Schuman here in the National Underclassmen Combine Studios. I'm here with Brad Vaccaro, one of our key wide receiver analysts throughout the year. And we're going to talk about just two of the players that he saw last year and then one who's outstanding this year. Both emerged right after coming to our National Underclassmen Combine events as one of the best wide receivers, and the other guy's a tight end in the United States. First guy we're going to talk about is Ross Appo. He's committed to the University of Texas. You saw him personally at two events. What were some of the things that you saw about Ross Appo, other than he's 6'3", 195 pounds?
Well, obviously that stuff stands out, and his athleticism is off the wall, like 38 inches in the vertical and then like 11 feet in the broad jump. But the thing that I liked the best was the way he ran routes, especially the out pattern. And what I noticed real quickly was he kept going with the same quarterback. Kid is smart. He kept getting the good quarterbacks, and he would constantly just run the same pattern. He ran the out pattern literally probably 8-10 times in a row. The kids knew it was coming, they couldn't stop him anyway. Dropped his hips so well, broke so sharp, and was so quick on it, even though the kid's a tall kid. You know, expect that sometimes from the little guy, little wide receivers. But the way he was so sharp, and he came back to the quarterback, and he was so specific on his routes, you don't usually see that in a guy that tall and that big. And you see guys like that, like Jerry Rice, they're once in a blue moon,
right.
You know. That's what impressed me the most about him.
His acceleration, you know, I watched him a few times myself, how he got in and out of the cuts, and when he gets his hands out in front of him, you know, one of the key things that we always look for with the wide receivers is how athletic they are and getting in and out of their routes and being smooth in that transition and catching the ball. Ross is obviously an outstanding receiver, and I mean, for Texas, he's a huge find. I think Rivals.com has him as a 4-star, but for us, he was the best receiver that we saw. That was actually 2008. He was the best receiver we thought in 2008. And coming into his senior season this year in Texas, he's going to be off the wall.
I personally think he's the best athlete we've ever seen. And I've been to, probably 60% or so of our events.
Right.
And I've personally seen, I don't know, maybe 10, 15,000 kids over the last couple of years, and he's the best kid I've seen. And again, the other thing that I thought was phenomenal was his attitude. I didn't tell him to, I didn't ask him to, we didn't give him any little cues about, like, you know, the leadership awards or anything. And he's out there telling kids, hey man, you're running that route, you want to break it a little sharper and you want to come back to the quarterback.
Right.
I love that. And that was one of the things to me that put him over the top, because he's phenomenally talented, he's incredibly fast, great hands, but his attitude is just as good, or if not better.
That's ultimately going to lead to his success in the future.
100%.